Hello.
Yeah, hi Soumya. You can hear me,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir.
Okay, fine.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, very good afternoon. So let's start with your interview. Okay. So
Yeah.
first, please provide your brief introduction, then we can start. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, uh, I have the total years of experience of 16 plus of years of experience in the
Mm-hmm.
industry line, and I have been associated with GE General Electric for more than 14 years, and I was in the project management role, project coordinator, and material planner role. And for the last 3 years, I have been actually in the this role of consultant in
Mm-hmm.
mm, in this section, SAP consultant. I have been in this role, and I am a PMP certified professional who has completed his PMP certification in 2021. And after completing my PMP certifications, I thought that with having this experience of project, that means having experience of the project charter, knowledge transfer, business case, all these things I know with that course. And that time I thought that if I add this experience with this line, that means SAP, then it will be better for my career. So that is why I choose this SAP line.
Okay. Okay, fine. So what is the transition? Means how was the transition from your core core career to the SAP field? So where you got to know about SAP, why you like interested
Uh,
on SAP?
Yes, sir. Actually, in GE General Electric, as I mentioned, I was there. So in our company, everything was actually handled by this SAP, SAP. This
Mm-hmm.
section actually I used to use there. Initially, we were actually in probably um, Oracle ERP before 2010, and after
Mm-hmm.
that we actually moved in this section ERP uh, SAP. So actually it was more convenient for me, interesting for me. Actually, I got very much that means flexibility interested to using this model, and from there actually my passion interested grown up.
Okay, okay, great. So, so could you please let me know your customer business, like what kind of business processes you are having in your GE and whatever the processes that you are right now you are having. So, can you just explain that?
Yes, sir, I can explain, sir. Actually, we are in the power manufacturing section. So
Mm-hmm.
we actually procure the raw material from the different countries, or from our own country, India. So
Mm-hmm.
after having those that means raw material, we convert that raw material into the finished product. We have several kind of product, such as superheater, economizer, reheater. All those things actually we manufacture there. And we have the assembly shop. We have the procurement department, separate procurement department. We have the separate project department. So it's a huge section. And we have the subcontracting process there, consignment process there. So everything we actually have, all these things I have actually faced, or with that business.
Okay,
So our business is to actually manufacturing the pressure parts of the boiler.
okay, okay, fine. So, can you just explain me the process of consignment?
Yes, sir, I can explain the process of consignment, sir. First of all, sir, consignment is a process, sir, where we procure the material from the vendor, but we don't know that when we actually going to use this material. So we keep this material in our premises, but still the vendor is the actually what I say mm, owner of that material. Vendor still remains the owner of the material. And when we actually take the stock from the vendor, that time we take that much of stock from the vendor and we pay to the vendor for that amount of material, not for the all material. So and this is the actually concept of consignment process, where material actually lies into our premises, but the vendor is the that means what I say owner of that material. And why actually it is happens, sir? Because we don't know where we are going to use this material. And first of all, we make a consignment PR with the item category K. And before that, actually we need to create a purchase info record with the consignment category. And after that, we make a PR with the item category K. And with respect to that item category, we make a consignment PO with the item category K. And we after that, we actually good received the total material with the movement type 101K into our that means in 101K. But still at that time, this material stock comes to the vendor consignment stock, not to in our stock. So when we take the material from the vendor consignment stock to our own stock, then we actually perform the movement type 411K. And after that, we settle the MRQ settlement. And then actually the stock we have taken from the vendor, by this settlement, we again refill this stock to the vendor consignment by this settlement, MRQ settlement. And sir, one thing I need to mention, that when we create the purchase order, consignment purchase order, then there is no option to put the price there. So there the price comes from the purchase info record. That is why we maintain the purchase info record first. Because and why the price doesn't come in the purchase order, sir? Because the material remains in our premises, and we don't know where we actually going to use this material. So every month this material price gets fluctuated. So every time vendor actually says to the purchasing team that this month the material price is this month material price is this. So material price gets fluctuated, it is not fixed. That is why every time we maintain the new price in the purchase info record, and from that purchase info record, actually material price comes into the PO. So this is the process of
Okay, fine. Right.
consignment.
So can you let me know what are the configuration is needed if you are going to configure? Let's say I am a client, I need to have this consignment process. So what will be the configuration that you might have to do for a consignment procurement? What would be the background like configuration needed?
For consignment, sir, first of all, we need the configure the document type with the item category, that means with K. And subcontracting document type, subcontracting PR document type. And we need to assign the number ranges there. For purchase info records, there are two type of actually document. One is IL and IN. And IL means to we need to that means create the purchase info record with the material master. So IL. And IN is we need to create the purchase info record. What I say, without the material master. So after that number range assignment, we there is a field selection, from where we actually screen layout and field selection, from where we make the all the fields like required or optional or subpage. All these things we can do from the screen layout or field selection. So this configuration is required, and we need to assign this document type with the PO, sir, from the link purchase requisition with the document type allowed purchase requisition with the document type. So suppose I need suppose business says me that give me a document type with having only purchase, that means consignment category will be there, and there will be no other item category. So I have to keep just only that category, and we will have to delete all the category and save it. So for that document type, I can only make a pair with that item category, that is document type, and we need to assign that document type with the pure document type, and number range will be there. So automatically whenever I create the purchase order, that number will be come, and other type of and I need to as I mentioned, I need to create a purchase info record with the combination of material, vendor, and plant.
Okay, fine. So can you also explain me what is the process of subcontracting, where you are using the subcontracting with an example?
Yes, sir, I can explain that. Sir, subcontracting is normally used, sir, when
Uh, ca-
suppose
ca- can you raise your voice a little bit more?
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Can you hear me, sir, right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, sir. Sir, subcontracting process is a special type of procurement process, sir, where company sees that if I do this process into our that is in-house process, then will it be going to profitable for me or not? If business sees that no, it is not that much of profitable, then actually, or suppose the production pressure is very much huge, production pressure is already there, we cannot take any kind of new entries into our production schedule. That time also we do the subcontracting means we send the raw material to the vendor, our vendor, and they actually finish that product and send it to us again, and we actually sell that or like that, sir.
Okay.
And mm, and sir, more thing is that okay, sir. So subcontracting process, if I use the process flow of the subcontracting process, sir, then first of all I uh, need to create a, sir, a PR with the with the item category L. L is the subcontracting item category. Here, purchase info record mention, that means creation is not so much necessary. It is optional. I can make the purchase info record, or if I want, I cannot make the purchase info record, because I can put the PO price in the PO itself. So purchase info record creation is not so much necessary as per as like consignment. So first, but purchase requisition creation is very much necessary with the document type L. And with respect to that purchase requisition, we make the purchase order, and after that we send to that vendor, and and we send the actually goods to the vendor with the movement type 541, and vendor actually complete all those that means raw material, and send us. And sir, for that I have that means forget to mention, first of all we need to create a material, finished materials there, and PR will be with respect to that finished material, and we need to create a BOM with a CS01 transaction code, and that material, or the raw material, or the child material, whatever I can say, that child material will be included with that finished material. Okay, so now the vendor will supply us the total finished material with the child material. And sir, yes, sir. So this is the actually the total subcontracting process.
Okay, fine. So you have also mentioned that you are having experience in defect and incident resolution. So can you explain what is the difference between defect and incident?
Sir, incident resolution, sir, is that kind of resolutions where, sir, we can, if we suppose that is guide the user from our end, then that means that thing can be resolved. Not to change in not to change in the development system or in the such kind of configuration. If we don't change that, just guide the user how to do that, or some change in the material master data or something like that. Not too much changes. That is the incident resolution, sir. And for defect resolutions, what I say, suppose something is very much big problem which I cannot resolve by the guidance or training like that, and then I need to change in the development system. Some configurations are actually need to change or do with actually then I have to take the approval from my senior person or the senior management. But
Can you,
it can be resolved only by. Yes, sir.
okay, so can you just give me some examples for defect and example for incidents?
Sir, incidents, sir, as I actually handle, sir, incident means, sir, suppose material is not extended, as I faced, sir, in material is not extended. So that time I extended the material into one plant to other plant. So for that I that actually didn't need the configuration changing like that. Or suppose sometimes is it is saying that PIR is not maintained. So I need to that just maintain the PIR and solve this problem. But sir, defect, sir, suppose there is some changes in accounting key or the account determination is not happening, sir, then I need to go into the OVIC table and set that defect, sir. Suppose posting is not happening due to some account keys missing. So that time I actually did it.
Okay. So these issues you face in the support project, or in which project you have faced these kind of issues?
So these issues actually I have faced in support projects, sir.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
Sir, I didn't do much in implementation project because I didn't get the chance to work in
hmm,
implementation.
okay, fine. So you have also mentioned that you are having in-depth understanding of ASAP methodology also, right?
Yes, sir. I know that.
So can you explain me the process of ASAP methodology?
Yes, sir. I can explain, sir. Sir, there are total 5 phases in SAP methodology. SAP means accelerated SAP. There are total 5 phases, sir. First is that the project preparation, where actually everything is set. That means knowledge transfer is there, project charter we make. That means client versus our company set everything, and from that date we actually set the um, go live date. Also, we set the go live date, and after that there is a blueprint phase where some uh, head type of person from the business and some senior consultant from the consulting side, they actually meet together and check the gap analysis there. That means what is actually as is business and what business is actually wanting to be business kind of thing. So they actually try to capture all those things. They actually try to understand their business process, how it is going and how it should be they actually wanting. So all these things is a blueprint type phase there, and there is a gap analysis also. Gap analysis means suppose something is not in the standard, but customer wants this to be in their system. So there is a gap, and we need to actually capture all those things, and then we need to actually send all those report to our senior management. They actually sees from their side if the budget permits, then only we actually that is do for the gap analysis. Sometimes it happens that is our senior says that to do up to this gap analysis and just and don't do all these things because it actually don't come into the budget. So gap analysis is there, sir, and after that is the third phase is the realization phase, where actually we the junior consultant work, where actually the configuration actually works there, sir. And in the relation phase, actually I work in the some configuration works are there. baseline configuration, what we say actually. And after that, sir, we go into the final preparation phase where all the document are actually documented. Suppose what I say, FS, EVT, all these things are actually documented. How the that means we make the document as per how the end user will use all those documents. So we prepare the document as per their convenience. And sir, last phase is the sir go live phase or the project. That means production phase, sir, where end user starts using all those things.
Okay, fine. So, do you know what is a cutover activity in SAP methodology?
Yes, sir. Cutover activity, I know, sir. Cutover activity, sir. Suppose some activity, suppose business is using some different system ERP. So when we and now they actually want to come into the this system ERP SAP. So there so many things will be open. Suppose open PO, open work order, open so many documents will be there. So to just transition phase, it is actually to take those open things into this system to that means in this sense. Suppose they are using Tally or Oracle, Edward, in anything they are actually using. So from their system to take all those open issues and open not issues, I will say open what I say open structure or open document into this system SAP. It is known as cutover activities.
Fine. Let's take an example. I need to upload the, let's say the PR I want to upload in the system. Okay. So what
Okay.
are the functions that I need to check first? What are the things I need to check before uploading the PR data into the system?
Sir, it is I need to check, sir, whether it is open or not. If it is open, sir, then I have to close all these things and then I can upload. As per my understanding, sir, I don't know exactly.
Okay, fine. No problem. Okay, so just 1 second.
Yes, sir.
So can you just mention what is your daily activity in your support project? What are the things you have done in a daily basis?
Yes, sir. I can explain, sir. Actually, I use I make that means ticket solving is my main activity. I make the ticket solving. I prepare the SLA report, and I need to that means finish the that means complete the TRT in all those things, and these are my main activities, sir.
Okay, so you are just resolving the ticket and sending the report. That's it, right?
Yes, sir. Mainly that, and after that, sir, some that means I have to solve some service request also there, so I had to solve these things.
Okay, fine. So can you explain me a normal P2P cycle with the accounting entries?
Yes, sir. I can explain.
Yeah.
Sir, P2P cycle is, sir. Suppose, sir, any department, sir, that means raise their requirement in the form of purchase requisition, sir. And after verifying that purchase requisition, that purchase requisition goes to the purchasing team. Now, purchasing team verifies that for those requirement, they have the fixed vendor or not. If they don't have any fixed vendor for those material, then they actually send the request for quotation or RFQ. Now, after sending the RFQ, vendor will send them the price, and now the purchasing team will start maintaining the price and compare this price in system. And in offline, sir, this purchasing team will verify that how this vendor is. That means how they are in good in the market, how is their quality, how is their knowledge about this process, have they worked before on this product or not. So everything they will that means inquire in the offline, but in online they will just compare the price. So after comparing these two things, they will finalize the vendor and they will send the purchase order to that vendor. Now vendor will send the that means final product as per the purchase order. And purchase order, order is the sir, final document, or the official document where everything is mentioned. So with that, with respect to the purchase order, vendor will send the product to the company with the invoice, that is note. And now the store people will good receive the product, and the accounting people will sir payment the vendor. This is the P2P cycle, sir. And the accounting entry, sir, will for the normal, suppose the GR based invoiced tab is, sir, suppose tick, okay, and it is the normal PO. Then, sir, as the stock will coming into our account or inventory stock, then BSX will be, sir, debited. And when we actually receive a good, any good with the BSX account key, then against that BSX account, every time there is a GRIR account key is also developed, which we called WRX or GRI clearing account. Automatically it creates whenever there is a GR cell, only that time. But if it is not GR, then WRX account key will not be generated. So BSX will be debited and WRX will be credited or minus at the time of GR. Now at the time of invoice, this WRX will be debited and the vendor account or the KBS will be, sir, credited. Now at the time of payment, this vendor account KBS will be debited and the bank account will be, sir, credited. So this is the accounting entry.
Okay, fine. So that will be all about your interview. Okay, so okay, we can review the interview like your resume and all of the things. Let us just review now. Okay,
Okay.
so okay. So first, if we come to your resume, okay, so your resume segments are good, but you just need to do a like reshuffle it. Okay, so first, what you have mentioned, profile summary, career summary. Okay, these are two things you have mentioned. Club it to one. Okay, make it either career
Okay.
summary or profile summary, or just make it as a summary. Put all of the things are there. Okay, so you can
Okay.
mention
Okay.
start with overall 16 plus years of experience with 2 plus 9 years of experience in HANA. Okay, as for HANA or SAP, you can mention. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so you can just mention in one section, you can mention the summary. Okay, whatever things you think that that is contributing to your profile, so you can just mention all of the things there. Okay, so
Okay.
after that, you have mentioned this SAP material management expertise. Don't mention it likewise. I have told it several times. This is looking like a course structure for SAP MM. Okay, so just change it. Don't put in this way. Okay, already you are
Okay.
putting whatever things you are experienced in or whatever things you have done, you can put it under summary section, or you can put it under your like where you are putting your let's say work experience. There you can mention all of those things. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
word on the organizational data or master data or purchasing logistic, whatever things you have done, you can just mention. Don't write a bullet points like organization structure done this, master data done this, purchase logistic done this. This looks like only your course structure. This looks like
Understood,
you
sir.
are only
Understood.
studying. Okay, only you have
Yeah,
studied
understood.
this course, but you have no experience on that. Okay, don't mention these kind of
Understood.
things. So
Okay, sir. Okay.
after the summary section, directly write your work experiences. Okay, directly go
Yeah.
for your professional experience. Okay, because you are experienced guy, you are having more than enough experience, so showcase your experience in the first part. Okay, so after the summary,
Okay.
just put your professional experience. Okay, so
Okay.
after the
Okay.
experiences part, you can go for your academic details, or let's say if you are want to mention any kind of technical skill there, you can mention like Microsoft project or anything you are good at. You can just mention the technical skills over there, or you can just put a skill section. Okay, so
Okay.
after the summary,
Hmm.
you can have a skills section. Under that skills, you can mention these kind of things. Rather writing down all of the details of it, just mention like Microsoft project, Primera P6, Oracle ERP, SAP ERP, Advanced Excel, PowerPoint, these kind of things. You can just put it under skills. Okay, just skill section, you can
Okay,
put
sir.
that. After that, you put your experiences. After that, you can go for your academic details. Okay,
Okay, sir. So, sir, the structure will be like that. First is the summary, profile summary.
summary, yes.
Then,
Then
then the
I
skills.
the yeah, then either you can put your skills. Okay,
Okay.
if you are going for skills,
Okay.
then you can, after that you can go for your experiences. Okay, whatever
Mm,
professional experience you have, you can put it over that.
mm,
Okay, after that you can
okay.
go for your academic details. Then you can put a
Okay.
like personal details. If you want to put something, you can put it or leave it, there is no issue. After that, you can
Mm,
just mention your let's say one declaration should be there. Okay, maintain one declaration. Okay, so
okay.
put that
Okay.
declaration, that's it.
Okay.
That's it. Okay,
Okay. And at the last is the my experience details.
experience you are already putting under professional experience, right?
Hmm.
So that
Mm,
you should put after the summary section.
okay. So
Put a
summary,
sum,
then experience.
yes,
Okay.
summary, then experience, then your educational qualification or academics, then
Okay.
either personal details. Let's say you want to put some address or something, if you want to put it, or leave it, it is according to you. If you are having
Sir,
any kind of
sir,
hobbies or anything. Yeah,
sir, just a minute. Just uh, let me write down, sir. Just let me
yeah,
write down
write it
the
down.
section. First is the profile,
Yeah,
then my experience,
then
and
academics,
then academics.
then you can go for
Then
either skills, or you can
okay,
skill
sir.
put the skills in the top also, you can put it. Okay,
Okay, and my all these things will come under my experience section, like right. This that means all these speed valuation or account. My knowledge of SAP
knowledge,
will
yeah, knowledge will
comes into
come
experience.
under that, but don't make a heading of like organization structure, master data. Don't
Right, right,
make these type of headings. Okay, whatever things
right,
you are
right.
experienced in, just you can mention like I have worked on mapping of organization structures. These kind of sentences you write. Okay, don't put it as a
Understand, sir.
bullet points. Okay,
Clear, sir. Clear, clear.
okay, so that's all
Okay.
about your resume. So make your resume as per that one. Next one, come to your interview. So basically you are having a good idea, but you need to have a better understanding on the process. Okay, sometimes you are mixing up the whole things. Okay, so if
Okay.
let's take an example. If I say, when I asked you whatever the configuration are required for the consignment process, so for the consignment process, first thing we have to check in the document type if the item category is there or not. Then we might
Hmm.
check for the vendor. Then we might check for the, let's say, we need to check the we need to have the info record type, we need to configure that, right? So these kind of
Hmm.
settings are there. Or we need to check the, let's say, account determination or something. If you want to say, you can say. Or else there is not much things. First thing, you need to check if the item categories are allowed in the document type. Number range you can check. Okay, and you can
Hmm.
check the purchase info record setting, that's it. Okay, and you can check the
Okay.
vendors are assigned to, vendors are there or not. These are the basic settings. Other than that, don't go into the further details. If someone is asking you further, you can go for it. Okay.
Okay.
Secondly, also for the let's say about the your subcontracting process also, you have mixed up the things. Okay. Like if you are saying about the process, tell about the process. Whatever you are explaining, that is good to mark up to the point, that is okay. But if you are saying about the flow, just go with the flow. First thing, you have to create a bomb for the finished material. First you have to create the both the materials. You need to have both the materials, let's say finished material and raw material. Then you have to create a bomb. Okay. Then you have to create a bomb. Then you have to either you can go for a PR. Then with respect to that PR, you can go for PO. Then you can go for the issue of the materials, right? And then
Yes.
you can go for the GR for the finished product. These are the flow. If someone is asking you what is the accounting entries for that one, then you can go for the accounting entries. Okay, that's it for the process. Okay. So no problem, you can just a little bit practice more. Okay. So and one more thing, one important thing, whenever you are going for an interview, just try to speak up a little bit louder. Okay, your voice is very slow. Okay. It may be like your interviewer might be facing some challenges to hear you properly. Okay. Means if you are also answering correctly also, they will be facing challenges to hear you properly. Okay. So just try to make your voice a little bit louder. Okay. And
Sure.
process wise, your knowledge is fair. Okay. No problem with that one. So you just need to like study a little bit more, or you need to just rebrush your skills. Okay, brush up your skills. So just study a little bit more, you will be definitely, you will be getting a job. And last thing, whatever things you are mentioning in the defect and the incident level, okay, not a problem, but whichever examples you have given, that is related to, all of the examples are related to your configuration issue. So in the support project, normally we don't face the configuration issues. Okay. So configuration issue you might face while you are working in the implementation project. For the first time it has been implemented, might be some settings are missed or some new things are needed. So in that case, you might face some configurational issue. But in the regular support project, you will be not facing any kind of let's say configurational issues. Rather than you'll be facing some of the issue that is related to your system error or your user error. So you have to practice some of the issue related to that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
I okay. So I believe the time is already over. So it will be disconnect getting disconnected. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
those are
Thank you,
the
sir.
things. Yeah, those are the things you need to work on. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So all the best.